Hello, welcome to my channel. Today we're looking at some John Does. Date of discovery of this one is March 9th, 1979, Norwood Park Township, Cook County, Illinois. Estimated date of death 1972 to 1978. Most likely January 3rd, 1972 to July 31st, 1975. Based upon blood evidence, location, and killer statement. Death, homicide by strangulation, 14 to 18 years old, 5'9", unknown weight, brown hair, unknown eye color, likely suffered a fracture to the right humerus upper arm during life. They were wearing blue jeans. The clothing remains were deteriorated. They had a plain silver-colored ring on the left ring finger. The victim's skeletal remains were located buried in the backyard of serial killer John Wayne Gacy's home, concealed in garbage bags. Based on this location, he is thought to be the second person killed by Gacy. Gacy claims to have strangled him to death and burying him after the body began to deteriorate when it was concealed in his closet. Investigators theorized he was possibly married based on having the ring on his wedding ring finger. Although 29 victims were located on Gacy's property, this amount is the 28th to be found. 4 were discovered in Des Plaines River, although Gacy confessed to dumping a total of 5 in this manner. Gacy primarily targeted teenage and young adult males of European descent. Victims were reportedly lured to his residence with the ruse of employment, drug, alcohol use, or payment for sexual acts. He would also pose as a police officer. In some cases, he resorted to abducting his victims. When searching for potential victims, he frequented areas such as the Chicago bus station. So that would be like if you're at the, I don't know if that's where you're transferring, like at the Greyhound, or what type of bus station they mean there, or Washington Square Park, also known as Bughouse Square. He also selected pedestrians he would encounter. So I don't know what they mean about the Chicago bus station, but I don't know if that's like you're taking city buses or if that's the Greyhound bus station. Prior to the murders, Gacy usually tricked the males into being handcuffed and proceeded to sexually assault and torture them. Death causes range from ligature or manual strangulation, smothering, or drowning, occurring within a 3-hour window after 3 a.m. Only one had been stabbed to death. And then it lists some of the victims that they're looking for that are John Does. The latest victim to be identified was James Byron Jimmy Hakeson, I don't know how to pronounce it, of Minnesota in 2017. He was 16 years old and likely died August 5th or 6th, 1976. His remains were the 24th set to be recovered. Gacy was convicted of his crimes and executed in 1994. There are 33 known victims, but it is suspected there may be more. So, and there's some phone numbers for contact information. So this is one of them. And then we have this one. And this is a reconstruction. It's blurry. It says December 26, 1978. This one is estimated most likely January 20th, 1976 to March 15th, 1977. And they're not recognizable, partial skeletons only. Age, they believe, was 22 to 32 years old. They believe they were about 5'9". He has a 6th lumbar vertebrae. I don't know what that means. So, light colored long sleeve shirt or jacket, dark colored trousers. So, a leather belt with a buckle. Key fob with the name Greg on it. So, his name may have been Greg. So, that might be helpful. Maybe there's somebody in the Doe network missing listed as missing between those years was named Greg. And then there's this one, most likely June 13th, 1976 to August 6th, 1976, due to being buried under victim 23, who has been identified. Ages 23 to 30 years old, estimating about 5'4". So, 2 upper front teeth were missing, wore a removable denture. So the victim's remains, it talks about, they were found buried in a crawl space of John Wayne Gacy's home under another victim. So, and there's the contact information, and once again. This one, most likely August 6, 1976 to October 5th, 1976. Based upon trial witness testimony of digging trenches and gravel. Age 17 to 22, 5'9" to 6'2". Dark brown wavy hair. One upper tooth displaced behind another, most likely suffered from a bad toothache at the time of his disappearance. Victim's remains were located buried in a crawl space. So, and then there's the contact information. Then we have this one, and probably March 15th, 1977 to July 5th, 1977. Age 17 to 21 years old, 5'7" to 5'11". There was no hair found, so they're not sure what color his hair was. Healed fracture to the left clavicle. Had some fillings. He had 2 reddish-colored socks and jockey-type underwear. His remains were located buried in the crawl space. All the other 29 victims' remains were located on the property. So, and then we have this one, and it just says 1972 to 1978. They're not sure when. Ages 15 to 24 years old. Height 5'10". So they were also buried in the crawl space. And this is the contact information. So that is just so sad. And this one could be as young as 15. So please don't forget, once again, to stop and pray for the families of everyone and the detectives and everyone involved that's been affected by what's going on, and that these cases get closed and solved. And if you have any information on these cases, please contact the authorities. If you have any information on any cases, any missing persons cases that have not been solved, just contact the authorities and give them that information and let them decide if it's important or if it will help them. And thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day. Bye-bye.